Hi everybody, let's have a look at our second linear functions exercise. This time we're going to look at midpoint gradient. There's one other thing, distance. Yep, distance. Three simple things that we can do to help us work with a linear function. In this first case, we're looking for the midpoint between two coordinates. So we have a coordinate A and a coordinate B, and we're trying to find out what this coordinate could be in the middle of them. And to do that, all we're going to do is we're going to average the x coordinates and the y coordinates and write them down. To average them, just add them together, divide by 2. So x plus x divided by 2, y plus y divided by 2. I've done it over here. So 0 plus 3 divided by 2 is 1.5, which sounds about right. It's about in the middle. And 1 plus 7 is 8 divided by 2 is 4. It looks like it's about 4. Yeah, I think that's about right. More formally, we can write it like this. The first coordinate has x1, y1. Second one coordinate we call x2, y2. Add the x parts together, divide by 2. Separate it with a comma. Put a bracket around it. y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Just make sure that the x1s and the y1s go first, and the x2s and the y2s go second, or vice versa, as long as it's consistent. When you're adding two positive numbers, that'll be fine. It's just when you've got negative numbers. I don't even know that's true. I don't think it matters. No, with plusing it won't matter. It's more when we do it for gradient. Anyhow, let's keep going. The gradient describes the slope of the line. The greater the slope, the more steep it will be. If it's a negative slope, it'll go in the other direction. So positive slope uphill, negative slope downhill. So to find the slope, we use rise over run, or the change in y divided by the change in x. Both of them actually do the same thing, they're just different ways of describing it. So let's have a look at the slope for this line. The change in y, so it goes from 1 to 7, that's an increase of 6. There it is there. It goes from a to b, goes from 0 to 3, so that's a change in 3. Change in x of 3. Simplify that, 6 divided by 3 is 2. The gradient of this line is 2. Here's another way of listing it. If a x1, y1, a coordinate of A with values of x1, y1, and a point of B with coordinates of x2 and y2, to find the gradient, take y2, subtract y1, take x2, subtract x1. The reason we do it in that order, generally speaking, is to keep positive values. You can do it in the other order, as long as do the 1s first and the 2 second, or the 2s first and the 1 second. Don't mix them up, do the 2s and then the 1s like we've done here. It will give you the wrong answer. The third thing we can do is find the distance between 2 points. We can see here that this is a right angled triangle. If we knew the run and the rise, or the change in x and the change in y, we can use that to use Pythagoras to find the hypotenuse. So in this case, AC will be x2 take x1, BC will be y2 take y1, and if we square that, we get x2 take x1 squared plus y2 take y1 squared is equal to AB squared, the distance that we're looking for. To find AB rather than AB squared, take the square root of that, and so AB is equal to the change of x squared plus the change of y squared, take the square root. So let's look at some examples. The midpoint of these 2 points, add the x values together, divide by 2, add the y values together, divide by 2, we get negative 1, 8. If we're looking for the gradient, find the change in y, so that's going 9 from negative 5 to 4. Oh, y2 take y1, okay, so it's going backwards. From here to here, it's going back 9. From here to here, it's going down 3. Just where this gradient comes from. Negative 9 divided by negative 3 gives us 3. Probably would have been easier to work in the other direction. Example 3, find the length between these 2 points. So EF squared is going to equal to the change from here to here. Well, that's gone up 12, so that 12 comes from. This has gone up 5, so that 5 comes from. Gives us 144 plus 25, 169. Take the square root of 169, we get 13. Once you've figured out what's going on here, you should start exercise 4B. Thank you, everybody.